Africa has got to be free.
Greetings everyone, I hope you are fine, I hope you are doing well. I'm Xolani Moloi, I live in South Africa, and I just want to say thank you very much for taking your precious time to watch this video. And if you like this type of content, genuinely so, and you want to support this channel, please hit that subscribe button, that like button, like never before.
Employers who hire foreign nationals without the required permits or visas will face the full might of the law. Now, to tighten enforcement, we will hire an additional 10,000 labor inspectors this year.
I believe that's a good initiative, or that's a good implementation. But I just want to begin by saying, without being negative, that clapping of hands is full of hypocrisy. It's just a lie. It's all about like convincing you that we are doing something, there's something special that we are doing. These people are not doing anything. These people are not doing anything. But without being that negative, I just want to say that's a good implementation, that's a good initiative. And if you are not aware of what is happening, why 10,000 labor inspectors are going to be employed here in South Africa, is because we have to know that when it comes to South Africa, many companies are taking advantage of labor department, because they know that labor department is also corrupt. Labor department can be bribed. In other words, some of them, even if maybe they are not corrupt, but they are lazy to do their job. So we have to accept that, because when it comes to South African departments, we all know that out of 10, we can just give them maybe 2 or 3. Maybe if you are compassionate, maybe you can give them 5. I can give them 0, but just because they are doing something, let me just give them 1 or 2. In other words, these companies are taking advantage of the situation. They hire illegal foreigners. In other words, people outside of South Africa who are illegal. You know why they are doing so? It's not because they love them. It's not because they want to offer them jobs. It's because they are used to this colonial thing, like cheap labor. In other words, they know that labor laws always come up with rules. In other words, there's a rate how to pay your employees, maybe per hour or per day. So they don't want to do that. So they know that if they hire someone who is from another country, they are going to save a lot. You have to bear in mind that these are the capitalists, not just the capitalists, but the red ants. They want to take everything. So they don't want to leave anything for their laborers. So when it comes to the employees in these companies, they don't consider the employees as an investment, most of them. So that is why they hire these people, because they know that, for an example, if you hire three foreign employees or illegal employees, then it means you are going to save a lot. They know that 1 person here in South Africa is equals to 3 illegal foreigners when it comes to salary. In other words, the salary that you have to give to 1 person who is legal or who is a South African, you can give that salary to 3 people, to put it easy. I hope it's understandable. So now they are taking advantage of the system, because the system is broken, because the labor system is malfunctioning. You have to understand that if there's something which is malfunctioning, there are many people who will take advantage of that particular situation. Same applies to these companies. Some of them we call them investors. We call them entrepreneurs, business people who are intelligent. But we should not forget that sometimes they can also take advantage of the situation.
As we undertake these interventions, we
Obvious, the clapping of hands is fake, according to me.
insist that the laws of our country must be observed by everyone. We will not tolerate violence and acts of lawlessness directed at foreign nationals. No foreign national should be unlawfully barred from accessing public facilities, including health facilities and schools. To build a stronger South Africa, we need an ethical and capable developmental state. A capable state needs committed and honest public servants with the right skills and a deep culture of service. Over the past year, we have passed significant new legislation to professionalize the public service. The Public Service Amendment Bill will protect key appointments from political interference and ensure that capable and qualified people are appointed to senior positions on the basis of their suitability for the job.
Let me just say that that's a good thing. However, we have a problem of corruption in South Africa. Right now, corruption is in our blood. In one of my videos, I spoke about accountability and competency. These two things are very important. You need to be held accountable, and again, you have to be competent. You have to make sure that the people who are going to be selected are competent. But I just want to say, there are many things that should be done to us. I'm talking about black people, to be exact, because I believe that majority of those inspectors or new inspectors are going to be black people. I believe so. The reason I say there is something that has to be done to us, I believe that we need a special training. Not just a training that is based on our qualifications or our skills or the skills that we are already familiar with or the skills that we already have. I just want to talk about like faithfulness or trustworthiness, so that we can be trusted. Why I say this is because we have to understand that corruption is very real. Corruption in South Africa is everywhere. Is everywhere. To find someone who is not corrupt in South Africa, it's grace. In other words, if I'm selected as a new inspector and I'm going to inspect a company, the moment I get there, the owner of the company has already reserved a package for me, a brown envelope. I'm telling you the truth. Because they know that we can be easily bribed. They know that. So that is why the moment you go there and inspect, the moment you come through that door, they are already prepared for you. If they were not prepared for you, the moment you come in, they are going to evaluate you. They are going to analyze you. Sometimes they will act professional, but at the same time, they are already preparing the brown envelope for you. And most of these new inspectors, they will be easily bribed. They will be easily bribed. Sometimes it will depend on the consciousness of that particular inspector. That is why I'm like, we need a special training, because I know where we come from. I know where we come from, and we are where we are right now because of where we come from, even if people can try by all means to deny that. That is why I'm like, we have to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. We need to get a special training. In other words, that special training should consist of trustworthiness, loyalty. In other words, you have to understand the importance of loyalty when it comes to serving your country, when it comes to serving your people. If you can understand that like a soldier, then it can be easy for you not to be, it can be difficult for you to be bribed. It can be difficult to impossible for you to be bribed because you love yourself and you are representing the country. You are loyal to the country. You are loyal even to yourself as well. You are loyal to the people you are serving. So when you find certain things that are not good in that particular company, you will hold them accountable, or you will give them time to rectify the mess that they might have created. Why? Because you love yourself. This is my position. This is my position. I believe that the president and all these people who are in charge to employ those people, they shouldn't just they shouldn't rush the process. They shouldn't rush the process. It's a good initiative, but they should not rush the process. These people should be trained. Those who are going to be selected, they should be enrolled in a certain program that will teach them about loyalty, faithfulness, and the consequences of not being loyal. They have to understand these to the fullest. And when it comes to South African law, they have to wake up and be serious as well. Thank you very much. If you want to support this channel, please hit the subscribe button, that like button like never before, because we don't only like talk about negative things, but we also need to talk about positive things. Whenever the leadership is doing what is right, we have to clap hands for them, but we should not be hypocritical. We should not, like, for an example, be fake